BK and BJ save the world.
You know what I want to do?
Yep.
You know what I want to do?
Do you want to make a proper intro? Welcome to BK and BJ. You know what I fucking hate? just get into it.
I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna murder you in cold blood.
What's funny is like as you said that, like
without getting demonetized.
As you said that, like one of your like curls kind of like went down, so it really looked like you were like really just like done with life. You're like, welcome to BK and BJ. You know what? I can't.
No. I thought of a fun thing, and then I couldn't think of what like the example would be.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a fake intro where I was just like, welcome to the nightly news with like,
Right. Okay. Yeah. What it ended up becoming was its own original thing because
there you go.
You just went off the rails.
Welcome to BK and BJ. You know what? Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah. Just. It was funny. I don't know. Not even a clear segue from this intro, right? But I just want to get right into this story. I know we have a couple of topics to cover, but last Sunday I was like doing my run and I had some spicy Popeyes. This episode is sponsored by Popeyes.
Oh my god.
Love that chicken. So I was running and like lightning bolt in my stomach, right? I had to go. And like, I don't know if you've ever had, 'cause I wanted to kind of like talk about this for a little bit. Like I had to run to a sanctuary, right? Somewhere to like release. And I'm in the middle of Prospect Park, nothing but trees. Now the animal in me is just saying, pick a bush, god damn you. But the 12% European in me is like, have some civility.
Oh my God.
So I'm like trying to find the right place. So I run and I find this Mexican spot, El Taqueria, right? I run in there and I'm like, guys, I'm about to make an order, but I just need to use the bathroom real quick. That was a lie. So I run to the bathroom and it was a Sunday morning, Brendan, but I committed a deadly sin. It was, you ever like had to brace yourself on a metal rod as you let it go? There's a knock on the door while I'm going, right? Mind you, it's like 85 degrees out. I am drenched and I'm just like soaked. It is just a terrible scene. And so I'm like, all right, I'm ready to like step outside, just kind of like let this go, whatever. So I clean myself up. I go and I open a door. There's an older white woman just like standing outside. And she has the sweetest smile on her face. You could tell she's like, Black Lives Matter. That's what her
I'm about to like this story, aren't I?
You probably are. So
yeah.
So I open a door to find her there. And the way the bathroom is, I have to step aside while she comes in. I can't just like rush past her and like not ever look at her again in life. So I brushed past her and I tried not to, but I wasn't disciplined enough. I peeked over and I turned in time to see her audibly go and hear her audibly go, and that one, I was like, that one, shattered it for my entire race. Like that was it for my people with her. She was just like, if she could say the N-word.
Well, the way that you see that sounds like more like a curious kind of sound, like
I don't know.
Like dead people.
I don't know. I've always kind of taken to be like, you don't want to say goddamn, so you just have to like let it all out in one sound.
Maybe I'm not a normal person, but I normally, if I get that, I'm just like, ugh. Or just,
that's not
like
normal.
Dry heave.
That's offensive. But I think she tried her best to like maintain some type of like regality, if that's a word. I left that Mexican place. I'd even like, I didn't turn to the waiter, bartender. I left, head straight forward, never looked back. And that was
Did either of them try to like call you back and say like, hey, fucko, you
would
said you
I
were gonna
know?
buy something?
Would I know, Brendan?
Oh, I see.
I beelined. Like, it couldn't have been a faster exit.
I see.
Like, I evacuated immediately.
Literally.
Yeah,
twice.
I could not. Yeah, I could, and I'm probably on some type of like list on that in that restaurant, because I'm pretty sure they walked in there and like saw the
Shout out to El Taqueria in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Shout out.
Definitely some great some great El Pollo quesadillas. And a
Great
great,
bathroom.
fantastic bathroom, by the way. Their sewage system is on point.
Strong flush.
Yeah, very
Fantastic.
healthy. Lots of paper.
Oh,
Lots of paper.
Hopefully one day this podcast will be brought to you by Tushy, and we will be able to talk about the joys of blowing water up your ass instead of the savagery of paper.
Yep.
It's like construction paper in a public toilet. It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. In El Taqueria, the paper, 2-ply.
Wow.
Quality, yeah.
Premium.
They care about you.
5 stars.
Yeah.
You should give them a Yelp review and just review the toilet.
Yep. When you're there, you're family.
For people in need. Yeah.
They really take care of you from beginning to end. It's a lovely experience. I had to get that off my chest real quick. I know that had nothing to do with anything.
That must have been bothering you.
A little bit, you keep, like, no pun intended, I had that stored up in me for a while, and I just you don't know who to tell it to, because like you don't know who's gonna like respond to it well. I have certain friend groups who, like, you say toilet and they're like, ew, like, they don't go on it.
They've never done it. Yeah, of course.
I'm like, you let go of sloppy shit within the past 2 months, guaranteed. Like, you're not over here just like proper poops. You're not a wombat and you're shitting out cubes. You have logs going in there, and you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if you're trying to impress. There's no cameras around, but you know what I'm talking about when I talk about it. Just kind of.
Someone took a video once of Queen Elizabeth leaving the bathroom, and she just looks mortified. She's like surrounded by 7 people, and it's like, I wonder what the quality of that shit was. Yeah. I don't think about it, but
what it was probably what I'd call a pepper linger. That's usually when you have something a little spicy. It comes out a little raw, and even after it's gone, it lingers in the rim.
Oh yeah, and you swear to yourself you're never going to eat something like that again, and then you get on Seamless, and you absolutely do.
That's me with spicy Popeyes. It goes in great. Man, they know how to spice. But
in case they don't sponsor this podcast, BJ also enjoys KFC, which he was eating right before this podcast.
Yes, I got rid of my KFC merch because I didn't want to I didn't want to sponsor the guys without proper funding. I don't want to give them free publicity on our grand podcast with massive viewership.
But it is interesting, like the thing you bring up about those are the things that they don't tell you or teach you when you're growing up, which they absolutely should. Instead of like the Pythagorean theorem, it should be like, how to do your taxes. And also, by the way, past the age of like 25, 30, you are absolutely going to shit yourself like multiple times. Probably in your pants, at least a couple. Like on a plane.
There's gonna be a squirt, There's gonna be a light squirt. And you're gonna shit till exhaustion. Like you're releasing until fatigue. And it will linger with you. Like, it'll be a great liberating feeling. That run, by the way, continued on for another 40 minutes. Like, I was able to like go another loop if I wanted to. Like, I felt on cloud 9. But to get there, 12-year-old me wouldn't have had to deal with that. I would be able to do that, keep it moving. Me, it took everything in my power. I gave birth in a toilet. I shouldn't have had to, but like, I'm aging.
I
I'm
would like
20.
to, at this point, just pause and thank the 5 people who may still be listening at this point. This is a good one to start with, BJ.
Which
Thank you
is
so
crazy
much.
because like we promised ourselves we're going to talk about relationships and like things that people relate to, and I
Mhm.
feel like people can relate to this.
Oh
Like,
yeah, no, you should link this conversation specifically to your Hinge profile. It's going to work out really
you
well.
think? I think
Yeah.
so. I think I don't know. If anyone does decide to like not banish me forever and report me to Hinge, that girl's gonna be the one. Like, think about that. Imagine meeting someone at your worst. Like sometimes, imagine people always get like so dressed up, done up. If put your makeup on if it applies to you, or put your best
Mhm.
threads on. Um, and basically, we all get dressed and we all get primed up to lie to each other.
Yeah.
This isn't who you're going to be meeting. This isn't even who you're going to be meeting the morning after if it gets to the hanky panky level.
Yeah. If you can't handle me at my explosive fiery diarrhea, you don't deserve me at my gerbil pellets.
Yeah, exactly. You don't like I. You got to do this for yourself, right? So like,
This podcast is also sponsored by Hallmark. You're welcome.
all right, we uplift over here. This is a testimonial. Um, I always look out for that. If I'm going on a date with a girl and she comes heavy with the foundation or whatever it is, I'm instantly uh skeptical. There was a girl who I was really attracted to in college, like heavy attracted. Like she was
Mhm.
like she was like
She was really heavy.
she was like TaDOW
Oh,
TaDOW. She was like TaDOW.
can
Like,
you explain to people, to the pink-skinned people like myself, what the fuck you were just saying?
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
So, uh, so Negro Translate says that when I say TaDOW, that actually means like that is a proportionately shaped, curvaceous female human.
Like
Uh,
an hourglass type of thing?
yeah. So like,
Okay.
she had this is her shoulders.
Uh-huh.
It went in like that. Hips go a little out like that. So hourglass shape, whatever you want to call it. I call it
TaDOW.
TaDOW.
Do other people call it TaDOW, or is
Nope.
this like okay?
Nope. This is this is just me.
Okay, I
It's not
see.
like you could bring this. Please don't bring this to like whenever you come to Brooklyn, please don't just like say, "Wow, that's TaDOW right there."
Okay, I'm not gonna be. This is the also like just decide because I know we were starting to get into like the dating thing. However, let me just note for you when we hang out in Brooklyn, if you think I'm the type of guy who's gonna like pull out a black scent and be like, "Yo, what's up, son?" and just or like not that that's whatever, but like
Is that the black scent?
no, it's not. It's not because I don't want to do it and I won't do it.
Okay.
Unlike other people that we've met and talked
Or
about without naming their
the
names.
the accents that people put on to just kind of fit in a little bit.
Yeah.
Look, the amount of people who like the amount of it's always white women and the amount of white women who like when I see them at bars and they go like um dead ass and they or they'll say
Ew.
or they'll be like I took a L on that one. It's like, no, just say what the L is. Like you don't abbreviate like that in real time on purpose around everyone. You're just doing that because I'm in the that was basically their bat signal for like I like black dick. I like like
Oh.
that's their that's like a little call that they do to let you know like,
Oh,
hey, it's cool over here.
I
So
see.
so ingenuine. But there are also some white girls who like they legitimately just like have been around hip hop culture for a while and they just can't help themselves, so
Well, it's also I think that's how young people are talking now. Like it's some of that's just seeped into like high school kids just talk that way.
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
The roommate has a younger brother who's in high school, and he says stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
I think hip hop is just kind of, well, it's been mainstream. It's just been kind of leader of the pack for over, I would say, 15 years at this point. So obviously the generation of kids growing up would start incorporating that naturally. I was just listening to International Players Anthem by UGK and Outkast yesterday. Do you remember? Sometimes a
I
song.
know UGK from Big Pimpin', but that's
Right.
it.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if you listen to the song International Players Anthem, you'll know what I'm talking about. The song title does not help help identify the song itself. You wouldn't know it. Like it's like it's a cult classic.
You
It's not
wouldn't.
like it was like number one on Billboard.
I
But
see.
like, first of all, to have UGK and Outkast in the same song back then was like
Oh yeah.
and it was produced by 3 6 Mafia. So like just like the combination of Southern royalty on that track is just but I digress. Anyway,
Did you get a tattoo? Did you get tattoos under your arms?
no,
Or is that just your armpit hair?
these are old acne marks from my teenage years. Yeah, it's not too.
Interesting.
Yeah, eyes have poor skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Anyway.
So
right.
we've covered spontaneous dumps. We've covered we've covered acne marks. Let's get down to the nitty gritty though. Brendan had a date last 2 weekends ago.
I've had a couple of dates.
You've had a
with
couple
couple
dates.
people.
The second one you didn't even tell me about, which
second one, yeah, okay, all right. Well, we'll get into it. Here's the thing. I'm in a bit of a fucking mood today, and in the first place, so like I just shut up. We're not on video yet as of right now, but BJ is making the evil like hand rubbing motion. He's just like
hope you can hear it through the microphone a little bit there, but yeah,
you can. Yeah, so like here's the thing. I understand that people are sometimes socially awkward. I understand that dating's hard. But like I swear to God, I just the idea that you fucking like you make time and like correspond with me for a week and then we show up and like you don't make eye contact with me for 2 hours. Are you out of your fucking mind? Like
what did he do when you walked in? Like I think
he looked disgusted, and I was just like, okay,
it was fuckery on site. I think like it was like not even like what did he do again?
He looked pissed off. I was 5 minutes late, and it was right by the train for him, and he was like, ugh. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I bothering you? Like, yeah, okay, I don't know, like, and then you know your mind goes 1,000 different places, like, oh, my hair is crazy, there's something, blah blah blah.
You're now thinking about every potentially flawed aspect of you, not even like actually flawed or like even the smallest things. Like, no way and as an introduction can ever go well for the receiving party. So, man,
and like he picked the place, and then we ordered something. Like we ordered like chips and guac to start, which is a very inoffensive, meal. Not even a meal, like whatever, like inoffensive food stuffs.
Yeah.
And then he had 2 chips with a little bit of guac, and he was like, not a fan. I'm like, it's chips and guac. It's the manila envelope of a fucking of food. Go home. And so like this was 5 minutes into it, and because I am like a codependent nice person, the date continued for 2 hours where I felt like I was just like
2 hours after and I don't want any more than two chips of the chips and guac. Was it
like I had to interview him the whole time. It was the conversational equivalent of like if I was rock climbing and like my harness broke and then I was just like hanging on by my fingernails until the helicopter got there.
And the fingernails are like bending out and like
like
separate thing apart from your.
Oh, we're down to bone by the
Mhm.
end of this thing. And it was like, yes, I'll have another margarita. He was like, oh, I don't want anything. I
Yeah.
was like, of course.
It was
One of
almost
those.
impressive on his end too that like he just went with his attitude. Like it wasn't like he then gave up on you completely and then leaves early or like finds an excuse to leave early. Like he also stayed for 2 hours, technically. Like
Yeah.
you were actually fine with him. So I'm pretty sure that's part not like fine after he said the things he said, but like you wanted to see him. So like the interest was clear on your end, but he didn't look interested at all from the
The
beginning.
interest was mutual leading up to this. Like we
Right.
had very, very good like banter back and
Yes.
forth.
Yes.
Good conversation.
Banter leading up to it was fantastic. Like the date
Yeah.
itself, he clearly was in some type of foul mood. So to think he would be
I don't
like,
know.
I'm not feeling too well. I'm gonna like cut your rain check on this one. He stayed for 2 hours with the same attitude. That's
Mhm.
what I find impressive on this whole thing. Like
And I don't want to shit on him too much, by the way, because he mentioned that he was like, naturally introverted and all of that stuff. And so maybe this was actually just
okay, but
really
there's
a hard
naturally
thing in the first
introverted
place.
and
But
there's just rude, right? Like
it was a little
I don't
like
know an introverted person yet that like when you see the person, they just go, ugh.
he didn't make an audible ugh. He just gave me that with his eyes.
Well, yeah. Like
But it
an
was
introverted
very
person
clear.
would err on the side of like, maybe
Not
like
expressing.
not
Yeah.
looking, yeah, not looking you in the eyes and saying hi, or like not even having encouraged to show disgust because you don't want like to let the
Yeah.
other person feel offended. Like this was
My
just
ex-boyfriend of 2 years, he told me, and I was like, "Oh, this is probably a red flag," but he likes me, so it's fine.
yeah.
um, but he would like go into dates and just walk out. He would walk up to the guy and just be like, "Nope," and he would
I
just
respect
walk,
that.
turn heel, and walk out the door.
I respect that. Just keep it to the point. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't lead on. Don't just say what it is, leave. You
Mhm.
walk in, hair extensions, leave. Or you walk in, fat, gone. Like just like if it's not
Uh,
working out, just say what it is. You're out. Don't entertain it by going, oh yeah, I'll give him a little bit of a chance, and I'll roll my eyes, but like let's just kind of see where this goes, like that guy did for you. Like I feel like, and then you called me, and you were just so like you were just so done with the whole situation. I felt so bad, but like it just got me thinking, like mostly why did that guy stick around for so long
yeah,
and maintain that attitude for so long? It was
because I
like,
kept asking questions, and like it would just be like very terse answers. And eventually we ended up talking about like Frasier, and I pretended that I watched Frasier, but I know enough about Frasier to like pretend and just
yeah.
be like, oh yeah, and then like I saw like some like spark of life behind his eyes, because before then it was just like dead eyes, like a doll's eyes
Right.
before then. And it just it was horrendous. And the phone call that you got afterwards, where I was just like, I don't I don't I don't maybe I'm a little like dead inside. I think I'm a little dead inside, where I don't get hurt as much as I get fucking like outraged that you're wasting my time.
Right. Right.
And
I
I was
wouldn't
just
call
like, this
that
fucking
dramatic.
guy. And like and that's the same kind of energy that I'm feeling today too. When I was like, I this is very first world problems. This is very, whatever. But like that, like I did a spin class this morning, and the music sucked and the guy sucked, and I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then I was at the pizza place earlier because I need pizza, obviously. And the guy, took my card, which you can use like the little tap. This is insane. But like, how you can like tap the thing on
Yeah.
top and you don't have to insert the thing.
Yep.
And he inserted it. And I was like, there's a fucking thing. Why do you have to do that?
You
Stupid
know,
asshole. And like, he didn't even push it in all the way. I'm like, are you?
it's really the things that truly harass one's soul that I get you. I get it. I get it. I would never, but I get it. Like
It's not like but I didn't. This is why I only have like maybe 20 more years left on this earth, is
Yeah.
because
Or even
I'm not the
or
type of
longer.
person.
You know,
What?
because like or longer, because like my aunt, like she's always been notorious for like being very expressive. She
Yeah.
cries on a dime. Like she just there's no wait for a situation, wait it out to see if maybe it turns out good in the end. Like no, like she's reacting then and now, and she's loud. But
But
her
that's
blood
the thing. That's the difference. That's why she's going to live longer than me, because I have all of those feelings, but I don't express them out loud at the time. I
Oh,
wait
so
until afterwards, until I'm talking to you or someone on the phone.
got it.
And
Okay.
I'm
So
like,
you didn't actually like say anything to the guy who put the
no, because I'm not, because the level of the level of fury that I
you didn't
had,
want to end up on a New York Post
or the
website.
audacity that he would just use the chip, and like he didn't push it in all the way, and you're stupid. We're gonna cut out the
Whoa,
other
but
word that
then
I
you
used.
can't. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. I have editing power. But like, I just like, what was I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna be a male Karen in the pizza shop and just be
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
a scam card.
I can
It's
call you
insane.
nigger because my kids are also black. Send one of those moments. That was the stupidest story ever. Like I don't know if you read it either, but I guess this woman was in like a bagel shop, and she had 3 kids, I think it was, and they're all half black, and the
Oh,
cashier was a black guy,
this
and
bitch. I
so she
knew it.
wasn't wearing a mask. And so
Mhm.
the guy was just like calmly asking her, "Hey, can you put on a mask for the safety of the?" This was like months ago when like
Before
before
the
vaccines became
CDC
fully
relaxed the
widespread.
stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like he was like, "Can you please put on a mask?" And she was like, "I don't have to put on a mask if I don't want to." And he's like, "Yeah, you do. It's store policy." And she was like, "Oh, what do you know, you stupid nigger?" And like everyone was just like, "Whoa!" And she was like, "What? I didn't say anything. That's what he is. Like my kids are also half black. They're also that too." And like
Oh my god.
it was like a big thing. Yeah, she was. And it's funny too, because like the white women who say that, or white people who say that, like also speak the whitest ever. It's never like
Yeah.
just like a
Excuse me.
yeah.
Excuse me.
It's
Yeah.
like like I can say that my kids are white, my kids are black
Right.
as well. Like it's like it doesn't even less justice when you have that type of cadence when you say something like that. But
Yeah. I had a black gym teacher.
yeah.
Like, shut up.
My doorman's black. I know what it's like.
Yeah, yeah. I say hi to him every day. I don't spit in his face. I'm great. I know I don't have a reservation. We want to sit now. I'm a mom. It's the hardest job in the world. Like, and then they
You
just
have
pull in a
no
whole bunch of
idea.
other shit.
Yeah, no. Um, damn
Anyway,
it. Yes, but I was gonna, I was gonna say too. How did it go with the second date? Did that go anywhere, or like what?
um, so yeah, I mean,
Second date, different guy, by the way.
it was I think it was a fun night overall. We ended up making out a fair amount, once at the gay bar, and then a little bit at my place where we did some like karaoke and stuff.
Mm,
Um,
zesty.
it was zesty.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to the tragedy that happened 2 weeks before then, anything would have been good.
This was owed to you.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know that there's going to be much of a follow up there. I think you know this guy, he's more into like the scene, which I like. I don't even know that much about. Like,
What do you mean by that?
have you heard of the scene? So there's like scene gays,
No,
SCENE.
no.
So like it's like they'll have like circuit parties, which is like where all the circuit gays show up. So like that's like all those like underground parties where everyone's like wearing their underwear and just like fucking.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole group of people who's like in the know on that, and I am
Or not
not.
one of you.
I
Yeah.
am not. No, I'm like a all my all my all my all my friends are straight. Like I'm built like like an ex pro wrestler with
Yeah.
a drinking problem or a
Yeah.
glandular issue,
I think
and
was it you that said it or someone who you were like you built like one of those the you God, you're so hard on yourself. You said something like you were built like one of those like wrestlers from the 70s today, where like
Yeah.
you like have that like gut that like
Yeah.
has like muscle underneath it, but like you're just one of those like
Yeah,
those
like you like shoot like a like the like the strong men, you'd shoot
yeah
like a cannon into their
yes
tummies.
yeah
Yeah. Yeah. I look like Rachel Maddow with a thyroid issue.
you do. No, you don't. But I get it.
So
God,
so
man.
yeah, no, it was fine. Like there wasn't as much. It wasn't as interesting as the other one. You know, he got a little drunk by the end, and he just went home, and that seemed to be it.
Wait, no, finish up this the scene. So the scene is like
Oh
a group of individuals who know about these circuit underground parties where like
yeah,
all this stuff, like a cool kids club for gays.
kinda. Yeah, I mean they're the ones who they were partying in like Puerto Vallarta over over the summer of last year when COVID was still going strong and like having indoor parties with DJs and just like they're um and they all have like six packs, perfect looking bodies,
Right.
um probably rotted brains, but whatever.
Who cares about
That's
that?
they just like sort of a very basic kind of stereotype, and I don't know that many of those people. I know former scene people.
Yeah.
I briefly was like I was seeing one before out in San Francisco, and like but he was when I was dating, kind of dating, whatever you want to call it, um a couple of years ago, I was 27 and he was like 41, and he was like 15 years kind of done with doing that stuff.
Right.
But it's just very like it's very weird. I think it's just it's like if
I'm assuming they're
Pornhub came
also
to
like
life.
they're also financially well off too, because I assume you have
No, not
no.
necessarily. No, very much not necessarily. Like they just spend whatever money they have on these parties and like this travel. And there's like every tribe in gaydom like has a like a very stereotypical role that they play in there, right? So like there's the daddies who have the money, there's the twinks who are usually like, bottoms, and then there's everything in between, but like everyone sort of seems to play their role. And this is just me. I'm actually saying this from like outside looking in because I don't actually know that much.
Yeah.
Because again, all of my friends are straight and I putter around here, like the fucking Pillsbury Doughboy in my Patriots jersey, and I have like 5 minutes of like sad jerking off before I go to bed, and like that's my sexuality right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's welcome to quarantine.
you're another choice in that drop down box of like orientation for sure. You're
Another
not
choice.
quite
Yeah, other.
you're hard to explain to other friends too. Like I was telling a couple of friends of mine that I was doing this show with you, and the whole premise is like it's like a interesting dynamic, straight black guy from the inner city, but has interests that don't speak to typical inner city values. And then there's you on the other end, gay white male, part white, part Puerto Rican male, who is also from like a white trash esque background, but has now made something for himself and is now like in the media consultancy world and like all this stuff. And the combination of those two, and where we could find the similarities and where we could debate on our differences, would be the premise of the show, more or less. And like, oh, cool. So like he's like I like how they heard all that, by the way. That was like what I told them all. And they're like, oh, like, so he's like a gay guy. So he's like gay
Right.
guy. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, one's
That's what
enough.
people latch on to, right?
Yeah, I'm like, well, one's enough. I don't know how he could be gay, but like, yeah, like he's like a gay guy, and so they're like, oh, that's cool. Like, so like he's like, so they're like, so he could do like fashion shows and stuff like that, like tips on fashion. I'm like, well, he could do like leather jacket tips and stuff like that. Like he has like this like particular set of clothing he likes to wear. And like as I'm going down, like I'm just like completely debunkering every single like stereotypical ignorant framework they have of like typical gay people. And they're just like, so he's not gay. And I'm like, no, but at the same time, like he like loves some dudes.
Yeah.
And they're
I
like,
give the best blowjob on the west side of New
right,
York.
right.
Shout out me for that.
Yeah.
Anyone listening? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
And they were like so utterly just like it just like looked like I just like, you know, threw a wrench in the matrix there. And they just like, maybe you just have to meet him. He has a very dry sense of humor. You know,
I don't sound gay.
Yeah, he doesn't not until he has a few drinks in him. And he did.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
On what? When have I sounded?
I had a feeling this questioning would come. So
because what kicks in when I drink is the Boston accent.
well, okay, so from
Maybe you'll tell me something that my brain didn't record because maybe it was a little bit too much.
Well, you're in the moment, right? Yeah. But you know, as an outside spectator, right? And like what I observe of you as you continue down the road to inebriation is eventually you get to a bus stop where, you know, the overall calmness of you kind of like diminishes away. And like it's almost like there's like a flip of the switch where it becomes like I would say 62% just like calm, straight, even. Rest of the percentage like flamboyish, like enthusiasm, right? It flips a little bit, and then you become eventually like there was a part where like over time, was it when I was over and playing Guitar Hero that time, or like the other time before that? But as you continue drinking, you were just like you're just like, so who wants to play bear pong? Like it just got you got more and more like boom, you know. And I was just like, that's how it comes out more. And like
I become an entertainer a little bit. Like I want to get on a stage.
You become less. That's what I'm saying. Like less reserved and less like less sociopathically you know, just like dead. And then you become this like this showsman. You know, it's like you become this like you become the greatest showsman. You know, like you just become like this other guy where you're just
greatest showsman, greatest showman.
Showsman. So like you just become this other guy.
What are you doing? What is this pluralization? What are you doing? This is like Donnell Rawlings.
Don't knows me. All right. So let me just say what I'm saying. So you become this other guy, and that's where it kicks in. You're just like, gay.
Fair enough, I guess. But yeah. I don't. But I. Oh, okay. That's fair. But like, I don't. To clarify, I don't necessarily like. I don't develop a lisp after a certain blood alcohol content.
No. You don't like instantly run for scissors and cut a halter top out of whatever shirt you're wearing. You don't like just. I don't know. You don't put on like neon glasses. You don't.
I don't know what a halter top is.
Yes. See,
I literally, as we're talking right now, I don't know what that is.
This is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about. Because I'm over here filling in the blanks for you. It's like you need to go back to college or something on this. Like
I never liked fashion that much, and I was never interested in women. So I was just like, why do I need to know what a halter top is? I think it's like, I don't know. Is it like a tank top?
A halter top. Now that you're saying it, so like technically, I'm second guessing myself.
All of a sudden, we don't know as much as we thought.
It's socially regular for me to like not know. Like I'm just a halter top.
So there's two things that I think we stumbled on here. One of them is going to be that you talked about way earlier, where you're translating whatever the fuck you made up, which other people don't actually say, but whatever. And then the other one is BJ explains gay things to Brendan, who is the gay one.
Right. This is usually like what happens with me. I know a lot about things, and oftentimes I end up teaching people. I think I had like you know, my special my best bud, my Jewish friend, I love to go toe to toe with her on like Jewish things, and she usually ends up winning. But like I've schooled her on a couple of
Jewish
things.
things.
I've schooled
What
her
does
on a
that
couple.
mean? Can you know like
Sorry,
what?
I've schooled her on a couple of things. Like I got her a time or two on. I'm a jack of all trades. So a halter top, I think I'm mistaken with a midriff, where it just kind of ends right here, midway down your torso, and like a part of your stomach is showing. Is that what a halter top is?
Now you're asking me. I told you I don't know.
Right. I'm talking to a wall. So I'm this. All right. You know what? I'm down a Karen. I'm claiming it right now. A halter top stops in the middle of your torso. It's a belly. It's a belly shirt. Basically, it could be completely wrong.
Halter top. What? These all look different. What?
There isn't a Google definition.
These are, if you just Google halter tops, they, first of all, the difference in these ladies' hits are interesting. But I don't know what it is. A halter top is a type of sleeveless shirt similar to a tank top. Oh, but with the straps being tied behind the neck. Oh, okay.
I was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Is it a midriff then?
No, I don't think you have to. It doesn't have to not. It doesn't have to expose the stomach. It can just be like. It's mostly backless, though, I guess. But there's different styles of halter tops. So the point is that it's tied together behind the back.
Right. What I was looking for was I just looked it up. Midriff shirt. That's the one that shows.
Oh.
You know, I can't do this alone, Brendan. All right, I'm out here.
I just kicked off that Googling thing. Don't you can't be complaining right now.
River of fashion, just like with my little oar, and I'm rowing my small little canoe, trying to traverse the.
You have 6 boxes of sneakers that you stole behind you.
I stole. I got these from a friend.
Uh-huh. That's what they all say. You get it from the rally?
Yeah, there was a giveaway. I won every raffle. But
trying to be a little bit more aggressive than usual there.
Shut up. I'm fine. All right, everything's fine. Don't you worry.
Halter neck. But the Wikipedia page is halter neck.
Is it halter neck shirt? That does not roll off the tongue.
These don't make any fucking sense.
What's halter? You know, like that's
it's like
that's where
right.
Yeah. What the hell is halter?
It's like what like Ulysses S. Halter came up with this back in like the 1600s.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like this.
Yeah.
You can't see what I'm showing him, but it's the Wikipedia page for halter neck.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know what we were talking about before that got us down this road, but the point is, if there are any, if we have any gay listeners, call me. I'll give you my phone number.
I'm sorry. What? So the thing is, like, we try to leave on like an overall moral in each episode.
Oh yeah.
It just is like it's just a catastrophe of different things you're saying on top.
But I do think, although I will say, not to interrupt you, but I'm going to, is I think, as you always say, we want to end these things on like, what did we learn? And I feel like we did learn some things today.
We did. We learned what TaDOW meant as it pertains to me.
The world learned what TaDOW meant.
You learned. And they learned. And everyone except me learned what TaDOW meant.
We all learned that that's a thing that BJ says, and that it's not like a black thing that he was like revealing to us.
It's a black thing. There are melanin levels in my skin high enough to classify me as a black male. Henceforth, and henceforth, and hence without, TaDOW is a black thing because I'm a member of said community.
Okay.
So we learned what TaDOW, you learned what TaDOW meant, You could take that back to the Caucasus Mountains and like inscribe that on the wall to teach your fellow tribesmen. We also learned what a halter neck was, and a halter top, halter dress, and a halter shirt was.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We also there was a third thing we learned too.
BJ learned what a circuit party was and
Yeah.
what various gay things were.
Yes. This was highly educated. I don't know when we listened to it back again, I was extremely quiet. Like that was a learning moment. I didn't even know. I'll be honest, because I speak on the heterosexual side. I thought
Yeah.
everyone was just in the know. I thought as soon as you jump into like and you as soon as you hop out the closet, you hop into the scene. Like there was no middle, like you just go right into it. I didn't know that like there were people like you out there.
Yeah.
I continuously get surprised by people like you. So that is just another portion of that. And then of course
we're out there. I've never been to a circuit party, and I mean, I may never. I'll go once before I die, but like, it's one of those things where it's like I don't think I've ever been in the shape to go out to a party and just like tidy whities, and like, it's more just because of my stomach. Like, I would rather like you can show my dick on like the displays in like Times Square. I wouldn't give a shit, but like the difference between like the drop off, the mountain of my stomach to the lower half of my body, it's like two in shape people, but they're different people. Someone actually told me that once when I was standing there naked with them. It's like the bottom half of you is like in really good shape, but like, and so is the top half, but they're different people. And I was like, thank you so much, I need to leave now.
I'll show you the door. Thank you, though.
Oh, it was at his house, and he had to drive me back to where I was.
Okay. Was it far?
Yeah.
Was it a far?
It was 40 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember what we talked about. I don't remember his name.
Okay.
But it was a fun time. It was at Anime Boston 6 years ago.
Mm.
And I was neglecting my friends to go out and meet this nice young Filipino man, and it did not
So
it didn't turn into marriage, shockingly.
You neglected hanging out with your kinfolk and your tribe, like your friends. You had a great time, but also get probably the most subliminally roasted I've heard in a while.
Yeah.
By this man from the Philippine Islands. Okay.
I've gotten it for a few times in a few different ways, but the point is, this is an educational program, and I think we've learned a lot.
This is so interesting. I don't know if I'm just doing something wrong. I just don't have as many dating moments as you. Like I'm not been on as many dates as you have, right? Like I don't
know if that's true. I think you might have more than you're just a more traditional type of person, like physically and mentally, I think.
Well, I feel like everyone has like their things, right? Like
true.
I once went on a date with this girl last July, and I wasn't in the right mindset, right? Like I'm pelvis deep in depression via pandemic, right? Pelvis deep, like pelvis, and
what?
I was going through some things,
okay,
and I met this young woman on the dating app, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's go out. I had no business doing this. I was not socially ready for this, but I believed I was, and that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little trained at good. So I went on a date with this girl. We ended up talking for a great time. And that's what I'm saying. Like it went fairly normal. Mind you, like at the end of it, we also walked by the river and we sat down, we talked, and I didn't realize this until like after when she like told me she didn't want to see me again, was I did not touch this woman one time. Like I made it like she actually moved in closer.
Time. Sorry.
What?
Every time I hear that.
Did you just do a Fuji's?
I did a Fuji's.
Did you just do a Wyclef John one time?
I sure did. While you were emotionally vulnerable. Yes. If someone says that at a funeral, I'm not going to be able to help
This is
myself.
why.
I'm just going to
This
be
is
like,
why we
"I'm
can't be
fine."
simpatico. This is why. This is why I'll be right here and you'll be over there, and we will never be one. All right, that's the shit I'm talking about. So, moment ruined. I know it. I didn't touch the girl.
No.
She never talked to me again. That's it. I'm not even gonna go into it more. And this man decided to one-time me. Like it's 1996, and
Good times.
meanwhile, I'm getting killed softly. Like she is killing me softly
Mhm.
with her rejection. And of
Yeah.
course, this guy comes in with the. I'm done.
What was the thing you were going to get to though?
I've lost it. I was
Lost it.
making a point on how like maybe socially awkward dates can be, but it never gets to the point like what you've told me. Like I've never had a moment where the girl has just been just like completely just like it was just so rude. The guy that you went on a date on 2 weeks ago, like that is like comically rude, like
Yeah.
in hindsight, but devastatingly rude in the moment. You know, like I've not had.
It was insane. Like the phone call that I had with you, I had with my mom.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Can you stop cursing so much?" I was like, "No." Shut up. Let me tell you what happened.
Man.
But that stuff happens, and I mean, I don't know. It's whatever. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone's a little rusty.
It
At this
is. I
point,
think
so.
I think what you can really pull from that though is like how overtly just like bad they reacted, right? Like it has to be them
Oh
on
yeah.
that level, right? Like we always kind of go to us first as to who could be the culprit in this
Mhm.
situation is, but like when you look at it objectively, like the world isn't like that. Like the world isn't like the interactions aren't that, right? So if someone comes in so damn hot out of nowhere, you know it's like, okay, this person's
Yeah.
a little like they're having a day.
Well, I think your dating experiences are a little bit more, actually more painful in the longer run because when it doesn't work out, you don't have that like rude experience where you're just like, oh, this person's nuts.
Yeah.
And it gives you more room to just be like, what did I do wrong? What's going on with me?
Yeah,
Blah
I
blah
know.
blah.
I feel like my dating, that's why I didn't give a real life except for that one woman who you know uh ad-libbed for me that
Mhm.
time. I think my dating experiences would probably be on a different, maybe slightly serious episode. I don't have that. Yeah, like we never spoke again, but like she also had this growth coming out of her underarm, and every time she like lifted her arms up, it looked like another armpit was coming out of her armpit. Like I never had like a moment
Is
where
this a
like
dream you had?
no, this is like just like an in the moment comparison I thought would like paint a picture vivid enough to show you how like left field it could go, but like it doesn't. It just is a serious just
Yeah.
like you're an awful person. I hope you correct yourself from
Right.
this moment. And also I hope that you don't try to stalk me like you've been stalking me this entire relationship. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I don't think us hanging
Ooh.
out is what you'd call stalking. Because
You know what we should do?
yeah.
All right, so we'll do this next time, guys. Is next time I think what we should do is let's take some, because you just reminded me of someone who was kind of stalking me once.
Mm.
We should we'll go back and take some notes and take some stock of some uh specific weirdos in our dating past and see we'll do a little dick measuring in terms of I'm curious to see what straight guys deal with in terms of weird ladies, but
Oh,
um
I got
I
a
think we can
couple.
compare notes.
Yeah, I got a few. All right, that's something to
Nice.
look forward to. Gosh, I can't wait to tune in.
Me neither.
Yeah,
Nor can you, the listener, and tell your friends and tell your friends to tell their friends.
the shameless,
Bye.
the shameless plugging. That's it. Later, guys.